Jadi, apa itu ibadah, apa otoritas, dan berapa banyak gereja yang Yesus inginkan? Itulah 3 hal yang mengguncang saya. Saya menjadi sangat putus asa karena saya tidak memiliki jawaban sebagai seorang Protestan.
How many churches did Jesus expect to have? He started one church. And I'll tell you an argument that really solidified that with me. In Matthew 18, 2 chapters later, he said, if your brother sins against you, go to your brother. Straighten it out. If he doesn't listen to you, take it to 2 or 3 others. If he won't listen to them, then take it to the church. Church or churches? Oh, only one. Take it to the church. And if he doesn't listen to the church, then cast him out as a sinner and a tax collector. That was very important to me, because if I belong to the Methodist church and you belong to the Baptist church and you belong to the Presbyterian church and we have an argument, what is the church that I can take it to get it straightened around? And obviously, if I have to take it to the church, and if it doesn't listen to the church, they're cast out. That means the church must have judicial authority. It must have authority over the whole world, because what if I'm having a problem in India or Detroit or Moscow or Israel? There has to be a church that handles it everywhere in the world. My Baptist church could never do that. Only the Catholic Church can make Matthew 18 work. And if a brother sins against me, I take it to the church. And if I'm a Methodist, he's a Baptist, which one of our churches has authority over the other guy? None of them do. It has to be the Catholic Church, or Jesus' words are a mockery in Matthew 18. Jesus started one church, and it wasn't until later that all these little groups decided that they could take off. You know, when I said earlier that everybody got their Bibles and started to interpret it for themselves, the Holy Spirit was interpreting the Bible for everybody, and they all had come up with different answers. You know why? Because the Holy Spirit was very confused. The Holy Spirit lost control. He got confused. Do you think that's what happened? No. How many of you have ever had sheep or worked with sheep? They're pretty dumb animals. I know, because in Israel I have rented flocks of sheep to make movies with. And I'll tell you, they're really stupid animals. And what happened isn't that Jesus didn't make one church, but he put a pastor, Peter, over the whole church, and bishops in charge of all their dioceses. And what happened isn't that the Holy Spirit was confused, but the sheep walked away from their shepherd. Do you know sheep will walk away and go right up to a wolf and sniff him? You don't even realize the wolf's going to bite his head off. They go down to the river and they covered with wool. They get in the water. Their wool gets heavy with water and it drowns them. The sheep aren't very smart. The best thing a sheep can do is stay close to the pastor, to the shepherd. And what happened with all these little groups is they all think they can leave the shepherd, which Jesus gave Peter the rock, who he gave the keys of the kingdom to. And they think that they can go off on their own little flocks. Meh, meh, off they go. I tell you what, I'm staying with the shepherd. And if I were you, I'd stay with your shepherd. Stay real close and take good care of him. And listen to his teaching. And don't go wandering off. So, what is worship? What is the authority? And how many churches did Jesus make? Those are the 3 things that rattled my cage. I got so discouraged because I did not have an answer as a Protestant. I almost became an agnostic. I came to the point where I almost decided I didn't believe anymore. And then... Ostemre pellas longibus, pacem querones protinus. Doctore sic te previo, vitemus omnes.